Hello YouTube viewers, this is Chris Rutledge from the Enfield Republican Town Committee welcoming you again to our YouTube channel. Now before we go any further, I want you to click the subscribe button and then the notification icon. That way you can stay up to date on any of the videos we have. And tonight's edition of our Town Committee Spotlight, we're sitting here with Jonathan LeBlanc. How are you doing tonight?
Good, thanks for having me, Chris.
Hey, it's our pleasure. So you look like a younger gentleman. What are you doing with yourself? Are you in college right now?
I am. I'm finishing up my last year at college with my bachelor's degree.
And what is that in?
Criminal justice.
And what are you planning on using that for? Maybe police work or law or anything like that?
Definitely. Pretty open to anything within the criminal justice field, keeping all my options open right now. I'll see where it takes me.
Nope, definitely keeping your options open is good. And we noticed that you just started coming around a little bit. You just recently joined the Republican Town Committee. Is that correct?
I did. Yep. Been in it for a couple months now, and it's great to be a part of it.
What was something that attracted you to it?
Well, I was trying to get involved in my community more, and based on my ideologies and whatnot, I figured the Enfield Republican Town Committee would be a great start, and by being an active member in that committee, I can get closer, get to know people who share my ideologies with me, and get closer with my community and my town as well.
And that's definitely something important. We do have a very, close-knit community here. A lot of our town committee folks do a lot of good works around town. So, John, we definitely look forward to, you helping out with that.
Definitely looking forward to anything I can do.
Great. Now, one thing I mentioned before, I definitely have a few years on you here, and, perhaps unfortunately too often, a lot of people in this younger generation, the 18 to 25-year-old generation, they get a stereotype of being a lot more on the left, perhaps using the phrase social justice warriors. But, you actually, for lack of a better term, got off your seat and you came and joined a committee to try and make a difference. What differentiates you maybe from some of those other people in your generation on the left?
Well, that's a very good question, because there is a lot of, and I see it, and being part of that generation, I see it, and it's, but for me personally, I just feel like the upbringing I had played a huge role in it. Morals such as integrity, honor, two big things that, and hard work. All three of those things played a huge role, and I carried those on throughout my life. And also, going to a military college, I think also kind of had an important role in that as well. More so than going to a average college. Some of the things I learned doing ROTC and whatnot definitely instilled some things into me that I'm going to carry forward.
No, that's great. So in closing here, would you, what kind of message would you like to send out to, the younger generation who maybe isn't necessarily inclined to consider, identifying with the Republican side?
Gotcha. Yeah, it's my message to them would be, you got to look at where our future is going, and if it's headed in the right direction. There's not only on a state level, but also nationally too. I mean, we're heading down a very, very rocky road if things don't start to straighten up. And I think, if we stray too far from what this country was founded on and the values that we were built upon and that we carry forward, it's going to be a dangerous time, and I don't want to see something like that happen to our state or to our nation.
And John, that's an excellent point. Not only do we have to look towards the future, we also have to remember our history. Our country was founded on the ideals of personal liberty, about patriotism, about fighting for something you believe in. And sometimes, when you fight for something you believe in, though, you have to first understand what you believe in. As Robert Frost mentioned in that one poem about taking the road less traveled and that making all the difference, it can sometimes be very easy to just look at things on the surface and to think about, yes, education should be free. Yes, we should ban guns, or anything, like that. But it's the path less traveled that allows us to critically examine those beliefs and see if they're truly right for our town, for our state, and for our country. And I'd like to thank people like Jonathan LeBlanc for actually taking that path less traveled and for actually critically examining their beliefs to see what is actually going to move us forward and move us into a better future. So with that, Enfield, thank you for watching, and Jonathan, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Take care. Have a good night.